Well, Ghanaian authorities are investigating 34 judges for taking bribes and extortion in the biggest corruption scandal to hit the West African nation's judicial system in decades. 12 High Court judges and 22 senior judges have been captured on video by investigative journalist Anas Aremeyaw Anas with the newspaper Crusading guide. Ghana's Judicial Council, headed by the Chief Justice Georgina Wood, has suspended the 22 junior judges. 14 of them have appealed to the Supreme Court against their suspension, saying it was contrary to law and due process because transcripts of the video that were submitted by the journalists were not made available to them. The expose has unsettled a country which prides itself on the efficacy and impartiality of its judiciary. Now, for some insights into how deep corruption runs in Ghana's judiciary and what must be done, Nana Osei Bonsu, chairman of Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, is joining me now. Mr. Osei Bonsu, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, now,
I'm honored to be invited by you.
You're welcome. Now, some after this exposure have actually said on the streets of Accra that actually corruption is literally in the bone marrow of most of the judges and magistrates in the system. What do you say?
Well, I mean, the expose has rattled the entire country, and, there's always been a perception that corruption is rampant in the judiciary. But we always know that perception is more than reality. But at least for the time being, some have been captured in the take. But the consolation is that there were others who also refused. So at least it's all not at loss yet. But we are yet to see the depth and magnitude of what the corruption at that level in the judiciary. Now, at what level it is.
Yes. Now, we know that Ghana has actually been enjoying a very good reputation on the international transparency level. It has been seen as ranking quite high compared to a number of African countries. How damaging might this become to that country?
Well, I mean, as you said, compared to other countries, is that what we want always to be compared to the bad apples? No, we want to be compared with the good. So as much as transparency is better than others, we will want it to be at the highest level. So we expect that the people entrusted with some respect and, rules and regulations to manage the fair system of the law should be above reproach. So this is what has really caused concern. But as I said, because of the general perception over the years that the corruption is at the height of the judiciary, this expose may give the reality to the fact, and then people will come to terms that it's not all that bad, or it's not all that as we had always anticipated, and also to afford the country the opportunity to create the avenues and institutional framework to eradicate this endemic that is eating the country.
What's your assessment of the immediate steps that have been taken by the judiciary itself and the government?
Oh, we think that is great that the Chief Justice has initiated immediate action and suspended those they think But we also have to make sure that individual privacy and rights are not breached upon and that they're protected. But I think it's for the public good that everything is exposed to the public to know. So the whole entire country will see the bad apples and we see the level and the depth of the corruption, and also that the right of the citizen will be protected as well.
Well, in terms of confidence in the system, what could be done eventually to really restore confidence? Because some have said if you're wealthy in Ghana, you can buy justice.
Yeah, to boost confidence is prosecution. You have institutional framework already in place, but the resource for the institutions to participate or to do what they need to do had been not been available, either the technical skills or the financial resources to do what they do. And then even when they have done to the level where you need prosecution, it has not happened. So the people's confidence level have been lowered to the point that they think that nothing will ever be done so far as prosecution. So what we're looking for is, can we review our institutional framework and see whether we have the capacity to prosecute, in the sense that if there's no prosecution angle, where you have the SHRAJ, the Center for Human Justice and all. If that cannot happen, then let's create the independent prosecutor office who would handle all investigations and prosecute those who are found wanting and found with their pants down.
Mr. Osei Bonsu, what role should organizations like yours play, and what have you been doing about this?
Our role normally is to educate the public, the awareness, and to create in the minds of the public that it's not a one-man championship game. It's a collective effort of the citizenry and the institutions. So we believe that, but the difficulty for us as an institution, as a coalition, is the financial resources to create the human resource to do the investigations, to do the awareness creation, to train even the little players on the ground that how do you refuse corruption? How do you refuse a demand? Mm-hmm. How do you attend to blow the whistle when you find that? The resource availability is very necessary.
Mr. Osei Bonsu, thank you very much for your insights. Well, Nana Osei Bonsu is the chairman of Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition.